How often do you meet someone and think you got them all figured out in just a few minutes? We do it all the time, right? We see how they dress, hear how they talk, or notice one little thing they do, and boom, we've already written their story in our minds. But what if I told you that what we see is almost never the whole picture? It's like looking at the cover of a book and thinking you know the entire plot. Think about it. Every single person you meet, from the barista who makes your morning coffee to the person sitting across from you on the bus, has a life that's just as complex and detailed as your own. They have a history, a backstory filled with moments that have shaped them. They've faced struggles you know nothing about, celebrated quiet victories no one saw, and carried burdens in silence. Maybe the person who seemed rude was just rushing to a family emergency. Maybe the one who looked aloof was actually just shy and battling social anxiety. We see a single frame, a tiny snapshot, and we mistake it for the entire film. When we rush to judgment, we are not just being unfair to them. We are also closing a door on ourselves. We're robbing ourselves of a chance to connect, to learn, and to grow our own capacity for compassion. Because empathy isn't about agreeing with everyone. It's about having the humility to admit that we don't know everything. It's about giving people the grace to be more than our first impression of them. The world is full of incredible stories, but we can only experience them if we're willing to look past the cover. So, the next time you meet someone, try taking a pause. Remind yourself that there's a whole universe inside them that you haven't seen yet. Ask a question. Listen with an open mind. You might be surprised by the person you discover behind the initial judgment. True understanding doesn't come from a quick glance. It comes from the willingness to see more. Let's try to be a little more curious and a little less certain. It could change how you see everyone, including yourself. Have you ever judged someone too quickly? We all have. Life teaches us that those snap judgments are usually based on a tiny piece of the puzzle. That quiet person in the corner. Maybe they're not arrogant, maybe they're just lost in deep thought. That big, confident smile you see every day. It could be a brave mask hiding a lot of pain. And the person who seems to be failing today, they might be fighting a battle harder than you can imagine, gearing up for a huge comeback tomorrow. When we judge without knowing the whole story, we build walls instead of bridges. We create distance when what we really need is connection. And that distance, more often than not, leads to regret. Let's choose understanding over assumption. Thanks for watching. And if this resonated with you, have you ever been quick to judge a situation only to find out you had it all wrong? It happens to the best of us. But here's something to think about. Taking a moment to think before you decide isn't a weakness. It's actually a huge sign of maturity. It means you're strong enough to pause, question your own assumptions, and give others the benefit of the doubt. Every single time we choose patience over judgment, we create an opportunity to learn something new about people, and maybe even more importantly, about ourselves. You see, real wisdom isn't about having all the answers. It starts the moment we admit how little we truly know. So next time, take that breath. You'll be amazed at what you discover. Thanks for watching. And if this resonated with you, have you ever written someone off too quickly? It's so easy to do, right? A first impression, a rumor, and just like that, we put someone in a box. But think about what we lose when we do that. How many incredible friendships have we missed out on? How many brilliant talents have we overlooked? How many life-changing opportunities have just slipped through our fingers? All because we judged too fast. Life has this funny way of showing us we were wrong. That person we dismiss today could be the very one who inspires us, guides us, or becomes our closest friend tomorrow. Let's try to keep an open mind and an open heart. You never know what amazing connections you might find. Have you ever looked at someone and immediately made up your mind about them? We all do it. But what if I told you that behind every face, there's a story you can't see, a story filled with family struggles, personal losses, hidden fears, and quiet, beautiful dreams? Think about it. We are all shaped by experiences that others may never witness. When we judge someone harshly, we are only seeing a tiny fraction of who they are. We are forgetting that we, too, have been misunderstood. We've all had moments where we felt vulnerable, confused, or alone, wishing someone would just try to understand. Real compassion isn't about knowing every detail of someone's life. It's about remembering our own moments of weakness and extending that same grace to others. It's about choosing kindness over judgment. Hey everyone, have you ever caught yourself making a snap judgment about someone, only to find out later you were completely wrong? It happens to the best of us. We see a tiny piece of a person's life, and our brains rush to fill in the rest of the story. But that story is often just a rough draft, full of assumptions. The truth is, everyone is fighting a battle you know nothing about, and carrying a history you haven't read. So before you decide who someone is, just pause and reflect for a moment. Try to look beyond what's immediately obvious and make a little space for understanding. In a world that's so quick to label and judge, you can be the one who chooses thoughtfulness and compassion. Because when we stop misjudging people, we don't just change how we see them. We actually improve the quality of our own lives. Have you ever noticed how quick we are to judge? We see someone cut us off in traffic and think, what a jerk. Or we see a parent struggling with a crying child and immediately have an opinion. But what if we took a step back? Life is so incredibly short, way too short to fill it with negativity and snap judgments. Think about it. What do we really know about that other person's day, their struggles, or the battles they're fighting? Instead of rushing to criticize, what if we chose to listen, to observe, and to simply try and understand? That one small moment of empathy, that choice to offer kindness instead of judgment, could be the one thing that turns someone's entire day around. It might even change their life. Let's make our brief time here count, with more compassion and less criticism.